This is the Stars and Stripes in 7, your online source for editorially independent news and information for the U.S. military community. I'm Lamont Easter. The Hawaii Department of Health gave final approval to an emergency order to close the Navy's Red Hill underground fuel storage facility on Oahu that is linked to contaminated water affecting thousands living in military communities. Hundreds were sickened from drinking or bathing in the water, and thousands of residents have been living temporarily in hotels as the Navy works at flushing out the contamination. The Navy traced the problem to petroleum contamination in one of the 3 wells used in its water distribution system. The Navy contested the emergency order, which prompted a lengthy evidentiary hearing shortly before Christmas heard by David Day, Deputy Attorney General of Hawaii. Day upheld the emergency order, describing it as an imminent peril sitting about 100 feet above Oahu's primary aquifer. The order will remain in effect unless it is stayed by court. The Navy has 30 days to appeal the Health Department's final order in Hawaii Circuit Court and is reviewing the decision. Shifting to Germany, German authorities are investigating 2 U.S. soldiers for possible negligent homicide in a fiery crash last month on a Bavarian highway. A truck driver was killed in the flaming wreckage December 20th after he ran into one of 4 Army vehicles that had gotten separated from a convoy and were parked in the emergency lane of Autobahn 3. The vehicles were from the 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team, 1st Infantry Division. The Associated Press reported at the time that 3 Army vehicles were damaged in the crash, but no U.S. personnel were injured. The investigation hinges on 2 questions. What was the Army vehicle's position in the emergency lane? And does the NATO Status of Forces Agreement exempt U.S. military vehicles from the ban on parking in the emergency lane? Under German law, a person convicted of a negligent homicide can face up to 5 years in prison. The circumstances leading up to the collision are still under investigation. Moving to the Middle East, 2 fixed-wing drones rigged with explosives were shot down near a base in Iraq that houses American troops, the second such incident in recent days, officials said. The unmanned aircraft were downed outside the perimeter of Al-Assad Air Base, although U.S. troops remain in Iraq to advise its security forces in the fight against Islamic State. The base is home to Iraqi troops. 2 other drones were shot down near another base housing coalition forces close to Baghdad Airport. There were no reports of injuries or damage from either incident. Coalition counter-rocket artillery and mortar systems shot down that pair of drones. The thwarted attacks came as groups backed by Iran marked the 2-year anniversary of the U.S. drone strike at the Baghdad airport that killed a top Iranian general. The U.S. blames Iran-backed militias for the rocket and drone attacks, and it has retaliated with strikes on facilities used by the militants in Iraq and Syria. 24 former senior government officials and experts recommended in a recent open letter that the U.S. should expedite delivery of sophisticated weapons to Ukraine and warned Moscow that any new invasion of Ukrainian territory will result in permanent American military bases near Russia's borders. Basing permanent forces in the Baltics would conflict with commitments outlined in the NATO-Russia Founding Act, which calls on allies to refrain from basing nuclear weapons or large numbers of permanent forces in new member states. Following Russia's 2014 annexation of Ukrainian territory, the U.S. and other allies increased military support to the Baltic states and Poland. Those NATO missions thus far have been rotational, although some military experts say they should be made permanent. A Marine Corps panel will convene to decide if an officer should be discharged over the sinking of an amphibious assault vehicle in the ocean off Southern California that killed 9 service members. Lieutenant Colonel Michael J. Regner was relieved of command of the landing team of the 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 15th Marine Expeditionary Unit, shortly after the mishap off the coast of San Clemente Island on July 30th, 2020. A Marine Corps statement at the time said his removal was based on a substantial amount of information and data and cited a loss of trust. A Marine Corps investigation found that inadequate training, shabby maintenance, and poor judgment by leaders led to the sinking of a seafaring tank in one of the deadliest marine training accidents in decades. On a final note, 9 U.S. Army soldiers may receive the Medal of Honor or have previous awards upgraded to the Distinguished Service Cross after President Joe Biden signed the 2022 National Defense Authorization Act. The defense spending bill, which authorizes $740 billion in funds for the Department of Defense, also contained a clause that authorized President Biden to present the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest military award, to 5 soldiers. 4 additional soldiers are also eligible to have their Silver Star awards upgraded to the Distinguished Service Cross, the Army's second highest award behind the Medal of Honor. The provision bypasses constraints imposed by U.S. law that stipulate the awards must be made no more than 5 years after the deeds that earned them for the recipients. 3 of the 5 eligible to receive the Medal of Honor served in the Korean War. The remaining 2 served in the Vietnam War. The 4 soldiers eligible to have their Silver Star awards upgraded to the Distinguished Service Cross all served during the Battle of Mogadishu in Somalia in 1993. And that is all for this edition of Stars and Stripes in 7. I'm Lamont Easter, helping you stay connected.